I guess the question I would ask quite straight about the last time I had a conversation, we talked about, uncomfortable situations, problems playing with the selection and that sort of thing. And what the state of that?
Oh, well, we've had a good discussion, the ACB, myself, and all the stakeholders, top management, and sort of come to an agreement and a plan going forward. So things have been resolved, and any miscommunication or misunderstanding has been sorted out. So, clear communication from now out in, and working all together and towards, building up important games here in Zimbabwe against and looking beyond and preparing for the T20 World Cup in the subcontinent. So so that there's been some good discussions over the last few days. I've signed a contract till the end of the 26 World Cup and fully committed until then, obviously. So excited about the future, the next few months. And then after that, who knows? So, so that's my focus at the moment. And as a side, I think we're obviously disappointed with how Asia Cup went, but ready to bounce back. The guys have had some good training, some good spirit in and amongst the side. So excited for tomorrow's game. I think it's important, though. I would say, though, with regards to discussions and that, I think sometimes they're healthy. Sometimes, when you have these discussions. I think you realize where things can be improved, both sides, communication-wise, and so that's always good to have discussions. I think discussions are good. So open lines of communication, which we've had the last few days, has been brilliant. So I'm really enjoying that, and looking forward to the next few months, and obviously starting tomorrow.
All right. Obviously, it's result to what the contest, but now I guess clean slate and Rashid cut back on the side. How much of an impact is that going to have, especially in this game now, that as you said in the previous days, that this is now equally more important for your World Cup preparations?
Yeah, I think so. I think not only Rash as the bowler, what he brings on the field, but also off the field, the experience, helping other players, and the professionalism that he brings, example that he sets. In all three facets of the game. So as a coach, it's brilliant to be able to work with him. I've really enjoyed coaching him over the last few years and working together. So that's good. But again, you mentioned Rashid's names, but it's not just up to him all the time, and I keep stressing that to him. It's a team game, and whenever he can contribute, like he does so often. But it's all about the other 10 guys out on the field performing as well. That makes his job a little bit easier if they can. Because there is going to be time, certainly in the next few months, where other people are going to have opportunities to stand up and win games of cricket. So then they need to be ready, and they're not just relying on one person. So everybody's got an opportunity and a chance.
Yes, we are obviously not to the festival. Rest of the billions Zimbabwe obviously knowledge each conditions the wicket. What's the approach for Afghanistan going into the series?
What's the what?
The approach going into the
series. Obviously to win. That's the most important thing when you get back to winning ways in T20 cricket, and starting tomorrow. I think that sort of that confidence that winning brings. It's contagious. And if you're winning, you have to, people have to stand up and perform. So that's what we're looking for individuals to do. But I think it's about finding the right combinations as well with regards to going forward for the next few months towards the T20 World Cup. Obviously, the conditions are going to be different in India and Sri Lanka. But I think it's a great opportunity for players to learn playing T20 cricket in different conditions, away from home, out of the UAE, which is always good for us, and help the players grow and spend time together here in Zimbabwe.
Yes, please. So an opportunity, of course, for new players that Zimbabwe is watching, for example, Graham Cream. I think Rashid started last night in Graham Cream in 2018 and qualifying here. Has there been a discussion about how South handling if he plays, as well as the different format, the different concepts, for example, like Brendan Taylor brings coming to this format and not playing guys in this format.
Well, I think so, but I think everybody nowadays knows each other really well, and going forward, how we're going to play. I think it's important, yes, you do analysis, but also you've got to be flexible out in the field. So, we'll do our work. We'll have analysis, tomorrow or tonight. We'll decide and then go from there. Really, it's one of those things. I think nowadays, with regards to analysis, there is so much out there. You don't want to detract from the guys' natural instincts. You want to let them adjust a little bit. You want to give them as much information about the opposition. At the same time, remember what makes them such good players. So you got to find the right balance. And we've seen the Zimbabwe side, and always strong here. They play really well here in Harare and at home, so we know it's going to be tough.
Yes, please.
All right, and I think as might have seen some comments from the Afghan CEO, Mr. Khan, saying that there's a potential for home games to be played in Afghanistan. How important is
Sorry, what was that?
I saw some comments from Mr. Nasib Khan, the CEO, saying that he might have some home games in Afghanistan in the future, which you have extended to 26, as you said. How important would that be? That does come out.
Well, yeah, I think you want the game to grow as much as possible. I don't think there's any home fixtures at the moment, and it'll be interesting. And I'll be intrigued to see when that changes. And it's always good to be ambitious. I know there's been chat about an Afghan Premier League and all sorts of things and discussion. So that's the job of the national side, is to grow the game, obviously, in Afghanistan, but also internationally. As long as we're playing well and doing really well, the game will grow and there'll be more interest in people wanting to play.
This is a side that Afghanistan is dominated. 2 wins out of 18 that Zimbabwe had is Afghanistan. How do you stop complacency? Because they feel that, this is kind of a serious issue. Something like it's a free hit.
Well, there's no free hits, I think, in international cricket in my mind. Certainly away from home, or certainly as soon as you think that and complacency slips in, I think it's a slippery slope. So my job, I think, as head coach and also Rash as head coach, we know we want to be here and we want to win. And we want to take as much momentum into the last few months building up towards the World Cup. So, no matter who we play, we respect the opposition, we respect the game. And that's the most important thing.
Yeah, thank you.
Cool.
For these and more stories, click subscribe or follow, and visit 3mob.com.